Hi guys, Penny Mordaunt, the leader of the House of Commons, answered a very serious question from Patricia Gibson of the SNP on the problems Brexit has caused to the recruitment and retention of specialist doctors for the NHS. She specifically highlighted radiology and the shortage of staff in this part of medicine as a result of Brexit. But this was not just an MP's opinion, it was a report from the National Library of Medicine. Mordaunt had a dodgy response.
Patricia Gibson.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. In 2017, the National Library of Medicine published a paper considering the challenges for radiology in the UK post-Brexit, which said, and I quote, "The uncertainty and speculation surrounding Brexit is unlikely to be beneficial to the recruitment and retention of EU doctors, including radiologists and potential radiologists. Today, as the Tories and Labour cling to Brexit, we see huge shortages of radiologists, which is severely impeding cancer treatment across the UK, which is costing lives." Will the Leader of the House make a statement setting out any concerns that she may have about the impact of Brexit on our NHS services across the UK, which is actively preventing us from saving the lives of cancer patients?
The problem here is that the Tories are chasing the racist vote at the expense of cancer patients.
Well, I thank the honourable lady for raising this this topical matter, because there are some figures and a report out today specifically looking at radiology. She will know that we are increasing the size of the workforce. It is one of our priorities and our manifesto commitment. We have, as I said in my opening remarks, in primary care, we have already hit our manifesto commitment of recruiting an additional 26,000 people into
26,000 people. Isn't it interesting she didn't say 26,000 nurses or 26,000 doctors? 26,000 people. Now she says primary care, but are these, receptionists? Are these cleaners? Are these doctors? Are these nurses? Are these carers? Like, who are these people? What is their job? Isn't it interesting that she didn't specify what these people do, just that they're people?
To the workforce, we've actually exceeded it. It's close to 30,000.
It doesn't matter if it's 26,000, 27,000 or 30,000. Is it enough? Obviously, it's not enough. Otherwise, this issue wouldn't be raised. You can't say, yes, and they do it exactly the same when it comes to funding. They say, we've invested 100 million in this project or in this area, or the DWP has been handed over, has been handed £5 billion to help people on universal credit. Is it enough? That's the question. Obviously, no.
As of today. Specifically on radiology, this has been a long ongoing issue and does predate Brexit. It is about...
Okay, so we have been useless for the last 13 years. Don't blame Brexit. Okay, we have been underfunding the NHS and not having enough staff. Don't blame Brexit. It's our fault.
People with particular individual qualifications. We can take workforce from other nations, as she...
What? I thought it was all about training up our own. I'm really confused. You have the Brexiteer, and Penny Mordaunt is a Brexiteer, and these Brexiteers are saying we need to leave the EU to take back control of immigration. And then, of course, the natural response from people was, well, where are you going to find workers? And they said, we'll train up our own. And now she's saying, well, we can actually find workers from abroad. So which is it? We train up our own, or we find workers from abroad? Because if the goal is just to find workers from abroad, then what was the point in leaving the EU?
She knows. I don't think her linking this specifically to us leaving the trading bloc of the EU is...
The trading... This entire response is full of very weird language. She talked about people. Now she's talking about the trading bloc. The trading bloc. The issue is not the trading bloc of the EU. The issue is the ending of freedom of movement, which now makes it more difficult for the NHS to get the staff it needs, be it in Scotland, where the original MP is from, be it in England, Northern Ireland, or Wales. It's more difficult for the NHS to get the staff it needs as a direct consequence of ending of freedom of movement. Why can't you be honest about that?
Correct, but it is an issue that I know the Secretary of State is very focused on.
Yeah, we're very focused on. Now, this is an article from The Guardian from about 6 months ago. It says, Brexit has worsened the UK's acute shortage of doctors in key areas of care and led to more than 4,000 European doctors choosing not to work in the NHS. I'll leave a link so you can read the whole article yourself. So as a direct consequence of Brexit, the NHS has 4,000 fewer European doctors. Now, the Brexiteer response seems to be, well, we'll train up our own. Okay, but that takes a long time. We're talking about specialists here. Not junior doctors, specialists. They take years to train up, much longer than a junior doctor. And we're talking also about money, because on average it costs about £150,000 to train up a GP. A specialist, I have no idea. It's going to cost a lot more than that. Are the Tories investing that money? No, they're not. So the solution has to be to bring doctors in from abroad. But then you don't want to do too much of that, because you're going to piss off the racists and bigots. The people who don't like to go into the hospital and see, you know, foreign faces or hear foreign accents. They don't care. They've never cared. It's always about someone else's fault, and it's always about chasing, it seems, this racist and bigoted vote, trying to keep these people happy. But once again, racists and bigots will never be happy. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.